Jada is back at it here to give everyone another Game of Thrones Season 7 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Game of Thrones, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further, just to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4. Title of this episode is called The Spoils of War. This is going to be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode yesterday. I'm a day late doing this one. Cersei assures Tycho that the Crown's debts to the Iron Bank will be fully repaid. They discuss the possibility of a new loan that would enable Qyburn to engage the mercenaries known as the Golden Company of Essos. And the Golden Company is a huge army. Baelish gives Bran the Valyrian steel dagger that was used in an attempt on Bran's life way back in Season 1 of Game of Thrones. And then Baelish tries to get Bran to tell him of his experiences after fleeing Winterfell, and is disconcerted when Bran actually repeats to Baelish the earlier mark that Baelish had made to Varys, that chaos is a ladder. Meera visits Bran to say farewell, as she wants to be with her family when the White Walkers attack. Bran is indifferent to her departure, and dismayed Meera remarks figuratively that Bran died in the Three-Eyed Raven's cave. At least in Season 7, he seems to be dead, but in Season 8, he's kind of back to a certain degree, it seems, in my opinion. Spoiler alert. Arya, lo and behold, arrives back at Winterfell for the first time since Season 1 of Game of Thrones, and runs into two guards. First of all, she comes in there and says, "I'm Arya Stark," and they're like, "Ha, Arya Stark's dead." And she's like, "Go get Sir Roderick or Maester Luwin. They'll tell you who I am." Now, I don't remember what they specifically said about those two, but it was another rejection. Then she's like, "Well, get Jon Snow, the King of the North. I'm his brother. Jon Snow's 1,000 miles away." "Well, then get Lady Sansa. She would like to know," or get Sansa. She would like to know her sister's here, and she's got better things to do than deal with you. And she's like, "Well, I'm going to get in here either which way. But if I'm not who I say I am, I won't last long. But if I am who I say I am," and then you see the two guards lead Arya into Winterfell. And they're going to go talk to Lady Sansa, or Sansa. And before they know it, Arya has completely disappeared. So they go up there and talk to Sansa. They say, "I don't know. She said she was Arya Stark, but I don't know. And now she's gone, and we don't know where she went." And Sansa's like, and like they told her she was asking for Maester Luwin, Roderick, Jon Snow, and whatnot. So Sansa's like, "I know where she is," and she goes down to the crypts, and there she sees Arya standing there, not even looking her way, staring at the statue, or tomb, I guess you could say, of her father and Sansa's father, Ned Stark. And like I'd mentioned, without looking, she says, "Do I have to call you Lady Stark?" And Sansa says yes. And then Sansa has a funny smile, and then she runs towards Arya, and they embrace, they hug, which is a touching moment, although there's a more touching moment in Season 8, Episode 1 with Jon Snow and let's not get any of those spoilers. So that was a fun moment. Arya tells Sansa that she was going to go to King's Landing, and Sansa's like, "Why would you want to go to King's Landing?" She said something about killing Joffrey, or asked about, no, let me rephrase that. She asked, "Did you kill Joffrey? Because I was on my way to kill Joffrey." And Sansa's like, "No, but I wish I did." And they also talk about, you shouldn't, she tells Arya, "You shouldn't have run from the guards." And she's like, "I didn't run from the guards. You need better guards." So that was all really touching and funny stuff. And what Sansa does is she takes Arya to see Bran in the Godswood. And Arya is actually taken aback to find that Bran saw her coming to Winterfell and knows of her kill list, because he mentions she was on her way to King's Landing to kill Cersei Lannister because she's on her list. And Arya's like, "Whoa, wait a minute, dude." So Bran gives Arya the Valyrian steel dagger that Baelish had just given him. And then we see Podrick. He reassures Brienne that she has fulfilled her oath to Lady Catelyn. And Brienne insists she almost really did nothing at all. She just kind of randomly ran into these people without really looking for them at times. And Brienne and Podrick then start sparring, and Arya asks to train with Brienne because she defeated the Hound. And Arya doesn't know, and Brienne doesn't know that the Hound is still alive and very much well, or very alive and very much well, or whatever. So then Arya and Brienne start to draw as Sansa and Baelish look on, and Arya kind of gets the best of Brienne, which is crazy to think that Arya has come this far as a character from season 1 of Game of Thrones to being one of the most badass characters on this show. Who would have thought? Jon Snow, he shows Daenerys the vast dragon glass mine in which the Children of the Forest cave drawings depict the children and the first man fighting together against the White Walkers. Seemingly convinced that Jon is telling the truth, Daenerys vows to fight for the North. But only if Jon bends the knee. Jon remains resistant on that. Come on, can't we just do things without bending the knee? Jesus. I get it, but still. Tyrion and Varys report the victory at Casterly Rock and the loss of Highgarden. Daenerys questions Tyrion's loyalties. Considering striking King's Landing with her dragon, she asks Jon Snow for advice. He notes that her followers believe that she can change the world, but if she destroys a city, she would just be another tyrant like the Mad King. Spoiler alert! And then later, the Ironborn survivors return to Dragonstone. Jon confronts Theon, declaring that his role in saving Sansa from Ramsay is the only reason he will not kill him for betraying Robb Stark. Theon reveals that he has come for Daenerys' help in rescuing Yara, but Jon and Davos inform him that Daenerys has gone. And then the bulk of the Lannister caravan approaches King's Landing after the Tyrell gold has been brought inside the city. Jaime gives Bronn a large satchel of gold, but Bronn still wants the castle that he was promised. I mean, if you're going to do stuff, you want to get what you were promised, so I understand that. Jaime and Bronn here, first here, then see the Dothraki charging them. They move their army into position, and then Bronn insists Jaime ride to King's Landing, but Jaime, of course, refuses to leave his men, believing their army can hold off the Dothraki. Oh, you have no idea, Jaime. Then they are surprised to hear and see Daenerys riding Drogon. Actually, I think they just saw him first, leading the Dothraki attack. Daenerys has Drogon destroy the supply train Jaime was transporting from Highgarden, abandoning the gold where he drops it. Bronn wounds Drogon with Qyburn's scorpion weapon, which was just crazy because you thought this might have been the end of Drogon after that. And then what happens is Drogon actually destroys the scorpion, then lands. And then Tyrion watches the chaos with remorse from a safe distance. And as Daenerys dismounts to tend to Drogon's wound as she's pulling that spear-like object out, Tyrion is shocked to see that Jaime charge at her. And then Tyrion's just like, don't do you fucking idiot. And then Drogon breathes fire at Jaime, but just before that happens, Bronn tackles him off his horse out of the flames path, killing Bronn's horse, well, and Jaime's horse, I think, unless they're just really burned very badly. Let's see, the horses are probably dead. And they go into the Blackwater rush where Jaime begins to sink under the weight of his armor. And that's how the episode ends. So pretty crazy episode. This episode had some great moments in it. The return of Arya Stark to Winterfell was just awesome. The whole battle before King's Landing was just amazing and kind of unexpected. There's another scene, I guess, that I forgot to mention where Jaime's in trouble and he gets saved by Dickon Tarly. Not a huge thing, but something for that character to do, who, of course, is on the Umbrella Academy, is a more established actor the main tall, big dude. I don't remember the guy's name, but he played Dickon. One of the characters that played Dickon Tully in Game of Thrones. So I really liked what I saw here. And this is an episode that I had watched live when it aired, because I started Game of Thrones watching live in season 7. And this was like the first amazing episode that I saw. So as far as the score of this episode, it's not perfect, but I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. And I really want to give Arya the character of the episode, but I just can't. I've got to give it to Bronn, because Bronn was a badass fighting the Dothraki, shooting the scorpion weapon against Drogon, and then tackling Jaime as he's about to get just burned to a crisp by Drogon. So you've heard what I had to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, make sure you smash that like button. If you like this video enough where you want to share it across all your social media platforms, please do so. I would be very appreciative of that. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on this episode. What would you score the episode? I know some people give this a 10 out of 10. And I contemplated that, but it just doesn't seem that epic to me, like Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter, other episodes from Game of Thrones, The Watchers on the Wall. And last but certainly not least, I definitely want to grow the channel, so please don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.